Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Wednesday afternoon. Welcome into this, the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Jeremy Jeffcoat. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Captains have been named now as we just a couple of days away from Auburn taking on UMass in Jordan-Hare Stadium. Again, the weather forecast looks really, really good for that game so far, so hopefully that will continue to be the case.
Chamber of Commerce type day, right?
I'm telling you, man, like low 80s.
Yeah.
Wow, it's looking what it could have been. It's looking much, much more palatable, for sure. So we'll talk about that. We'll finally get to JJ. We'll let JJ make some predictions.
I got some bold ones this year. I'm stepping out there on a couple of them.
You're going on the shaky, you know what they say.
Right.
You know why you go out on a limb? Because that's where the fruit is.
That's right. That's right.
So,
I'm going out on a limb. I'm gonna actually at least one coaching firing that I'm going to predict today.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to, well, I would say I'm going to predict who the firing would be, but I'm going to let you do it. So that's interesting. We'll talk about that. We'll get your thoughts, see if you're making, what kind of changes you're making to your post-spring predictions, and everybody else has kind of made theirs, so we'll get yours, and
I'm the last one.
We'll etch yours into stone, and we'll put them in the vault, and then we'll take them out at the end of the season and see what happened. But the Braves, we'll do a Braves segment today, as we often do on Wednesdays. Ronald Acuna, after the weird, and Luke and I talked about that last night on Sportz Blitz, but that could have been a really, really bad situation. But that whole foolishness out in the outfield with the Colorado fans. But on the precipice of making baseball history, something never been done in the history of baseball. And I don't know if you know this, JJ. They've been playing baseball for
a long time. A long time.
30 home runs and 60 stolen bases. Never been done before. He is, I think now, 61 stolen bases, 29 home runs.
You know, we get so caught up in the what's
Everyday
his name?
life?
Hype.
Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani. We get so caught up in the Ohtani hype sometimes because it is such a, as they say, a unicorn, right? A guy who's a high-level starting pitcher and a high-level hitter.
Right.
It's such a different thing that I think sometimes in the hype of all that this year, we have not really appreciation the season that's being put together there. You know what I mean?
It's obviously spectacular.
Yeah.
No question about that. And Ronald Acuna is a very special player. And
I think Freddie Freeman's already weighed in that he's got his MVP vote.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. And there's a weird dynamic between he and Ronald that apparently they didn't get along that well when they were.
I think Ronald was a young, brash guy. I mean, he didn't really do things the way Freddie was more like Chipper, right? A little more.
Came from the Bobby Cox school.
Yeah. I think it was more of a generational, maybe they didn't really understand each other from that aspect. But
true.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So we'll talk about that and much more. We'd love to get your thoughts on all this. 256-234-6221 is our number here. As always, give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. If you'd like to make a prediction for the Auburn-UMass game, we'll be taking those throughout the rest of the week. If you got any thoughts on that game leading up to it, what do you think of the major points? What do you think are the what would you like to see from the Auburn Tigers? Give us your best case, worst case scenario in that. But 4 captains named, voted on by the team, was announced by Cadillac Williams, I think either yesterday or today. Elijah McAllister, the transfer from Vanderbilt, outside linebacker. Cam Stutz, guard, a fifth-year guy. Tight end Luke Deal and quarterback Peyton Thorne will be the captains this year. They were, of course, again, voted on by the team. 3 of those guys went to media days, McAllister, Stutz, and Deal. McAllister obviously has made a really, really big impression transferring over and having only been here for a short amount of time. But is it – I think – and all you've heard about is leadership with Peyton Thorne. Don't want to take anything away from that. I think he's probably earned this. I don't really have a lot of doubt in that. But what team does not vote their quarterback as a captain?
You know what happens sometimes when you have a younger quarterback kind of thing? I think with this Auburn team, because of the amount of new players and because of the amount of and because of the youth that I think you're going to see a lot of.
Yeah.
It's probably more important to have the quarterback be viewed as a leader on the team than it is for some others, right?
Yeah.
I think if you went to Alabama this year, whoever emerges from that quarterback battle is not going to be a captain. You know what I mean? You're going to have other guys who are multi-year starters, and
right.
Now by the end of the year, could one of them emerge as a team leader? Absolutely. But I think with Peyton Thorne, the amount of new guys, the amount of youth you're going to see out there, and really the amount of need that Auburn has from him, what they need from him, he better be.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, all that leadership talk better certainly be what it was made up.
Because they need him to perform. For Auburn to do positive things this year, he has to perform. No two ways about it.
Absolutely. Hugh Freeze did say that he, was looking more and more accurate. It was the media actually got a very rare opportunity to see some practice leading up this close to a game. So this is from yesterday. Brett and Randy talked about the injury list that has kind of the injury bug kind of biting Auburn a little bit. Hugh Freeze made some mention of that. None of them serious, but it could affect some playing time for some guys. So the media got a chance to watch a little bit of practice, had a little window yesterday. Nehemiah Pritchett, the senior cornerback, left ankle very heavily wrapped, was not in pads, off to the side working on his own, and not a participant in this. Freeze called him questionable yesterday. That would seem to indicate if he's not practicing, I wouldn't expect to see him out there against UMass. Now, if Auburn has one position group that they can afford to have, a starter not like Nehemiah Pritchett not play, it's probably in the secondary. That's where that's where they have the most depth, I think. And you might see a true freshman, a guy, Kayan Lee, that was so much talked about, a guy that Auburn flipped from Ohio State.
Let's not forget we're talking UMass too.
This is true.
So if you need to sit a couple of guys to get them healthy to go on the road to Cal, I think this is the game to do it, right? I mean, if you need to get some dinged up guys healthy, this is the game to sit them. Because that Cal game is looming large. It's not that Cal's a great team or anything. Neither's Auburn, right? So you got to go on the road. You got to go on the road 2,500 miles away. That's not an easy road trip, And so, yeah, if you can rest and get him healthy for Cal, do it.
How much of jet lag do you actually? I mean, we often say that. How much of that actually do you believe makes a difference?
I don't think jet lag makes any difference, but I know this: if I travel a long distance, right, by the time I get where I'm going, I'm tired. Like, man, I need a nap. You know what I mean? It's like, so, it's just being that far away from everything you're familiar with. You don't know where everything is. You just, it's.
You ain't gonna play a game at 9:00 at night.
Yeah, and look, being on the road in college football is tough anyway. It's tougher in our conference than anywhere else, but being on the road in college football, I mean, home field advantage is a real thing. So
yeah,
I would imagine that Cal's fans will show up for that one. It might be the only one they show up for.
Yeah. Robbie Ashford had an oblique strain. He was in pads. He was practicing. He did look fine, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. He did have some padding around his ribs. Jalen McLeod, the outside linebacker that has blown up the preseason with his pass rush ability, didn't have any sort of wrapping around his ankle, looked like he was a full go and not in a non-contact jersey. That's good to hear. Linebacker Austin Keys expected to be a starter. Had a shoulder problem for a lot of fall camp, full go. Keldrick Falk, a guy that everybody's excited to see, looked like he's full go. So that's really good news. Nick Mardner, right ankle was wrapped, but he was going full speed. Didn't look like it was going to be a problem for him. Wesley Steiner, left knee heavily wrapped, but he was in full pads and working with the group, so that's kind of one of those. He's hurt, not injured. Cam Brown still has a band on his left hamstring, but he looked to be full speed. So hamstring's kind of a tricky thing. It can linger on, but looks like everybody except Nehemiah Pritchett is practicing and looking pretty good. Starting offensive line, depth chart that Brett and Randy, that official depth chart that came out, had Jeremiah Wright listed at left guard and Gunnar Britton listed at right tackle. Yesterday in the practicing, it was Dylan Wade at left tackle, Gunnar Britton at left guards, Avery Jones at center, Stutz at right guard, and Tutal Miller at right tackle. That's the offensive line I think you can expect to see to start against UMass. All right, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. JJ's predictions right after this.
People getting fired.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Let's get serious. Let's get Arctic Air serious. You want your car and truck to live longer, don't you? Well, it's about maintenance. Same thing with Arctic Air. You see the number at the bottom of the screen? Call them right now. Let me tell you something. You want to be comfortable? We all want to be comfortable.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado four-wheel drive crew cab, discounted up to $11,250 off. Chevy Equinox with 0 down as low as $329 per month. Chevy Malibu 0 down as low as $369 per month.
Get your best price every day at Glenn Smith in Opelika, on the lot or online at glennsmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 9 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. Also, Central Alabama Community College. Great place to get a great education right here in Central Alabama. Campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. And J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation. No job too big, no job too small. So go and check them out today. Give them a call, 334-531-0199. JJ, we made some post-spring predictions.
We did.
For the East and the West.
Yes.
Just to review.
Yes.
You had in the East the Georgia Bulldogs, South Carolina coming in second, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Florida down at 6th, and Vanderbilt in 7th. Would you like to make some changes?
There's been some changes.
Okay. I see the floor to you.
So we'll start in the East, okay? We'll start at the bottom.
Okay.
We'll always start at the bottom. See, for each team, I think there's early season important, we're going to learn something games, and then there's a turning point game, right?
Okay.
So we'll start with Vanderbilt. I think the turning point games, there's 2 of them. They go on the road to Wake Forest and on the road to UNLV. If you don't win both of those games, it's going to get real ugly real fast. But I think they will win both of those games. I think they're capable of winning both of those games.
Did you watch the Hawaii game?
I did, and you know what? I had to kind of put it out of my mind and forget about it before I made this prediction. But I'm going to say they win both of those, and then the turning point game is September 30th at home against Missouri.
Ooh.
I put a lot of value on home games, right? I think home field advantage in the SEC is a big deal. I think Vanderbilt's going to beat Missouri. In fact,
so that's 4 out of conference and
at
least 1, right? So that's 5 victories.
That puts Vanderbilt at 5-7 and 1-7 in the league. Unfortunately, it puts Missouri at 4-8 and 0-8 in the league. I have Missouri firing their coach this year. Drinkwitz is gone.
Wow.
He goes over in conference. He goes 4-8, finishes last in the East. Vanderbilt comes in at 6.
Missouri over. Wow.
Will not win a conference game.
Okay. So Missouri dead last.
Missouri last.
In the East.
And Vanderbilt 6th.
Okay.
All right, so that leaves us at the 5th place team in the East. I'm going to go with Kentucky at 4-4 in league play. I like them to go about 7-5. I still don't think they have enough offensive line to do any better than that this year. But I like them at about 4-4.
Okay.
So I got Kentucky then coming in at 5th. 4th in the East, I have, let's see, wait a minute, let me make sure. Where they at? I have your Kentucky. Oh, take that back. I have Florida coming in 5th.
Okay.
At 4-4, but Kentucky, by virtue of the head-to-head, Kentucky takes 4th place.
Right.
So I have Kentucky and Florida.
Same
4
record,
5.
but yeah.
Same conference record. I've got them both at 7-5 overall, both at 4-4 in the conference. But I think Kentucky gets the home win over Florida to take the 4th place.
All right.
3rd place in the East, I still like those South Carolina Gamecocks. You know, I like them this year.
Yeah.
I've got them at 8-4 after reviewing everything and looking over stuff, and 5-3 in the conference. I think it'll be good enough for 3rd. And I'm starting to buy Tennessee a little bit.
Uh-oh.
I think the Georgia Bulldogs go to Neyland Stadium on November the 18th and lose.
Wow.
To the Tennessee Volunteers. I think Tennessee rolls through their schedule except for a little visit to Tuscaloosa on October 21st. Tough game on the road. I think they dropped that one. Rebound from that one a few weeks later to beat Georgia. I think both teams go 11-1. Tennessee wins the East by virtue of the head-to-head over Georgia.
Now, that's some fruit on that limb right there.
There you go.
Okay.
We're out on the limb. We fired Drinkwitz. I think Clark Lee survives with 5 wins. And I think Tennessee, with an identical record, gets a head-to-head on Georgia to win the East.
Hey, I mean, that's definitely changing a little bit at the top, changing a little bit at the bottom. So after further review, we got Tennessee winning the East.
Yes.
Followed by Georgia.
Yes.
Followed by South Carolina.
Yes.
Followed by Kentucky, Florida. Vanderbilt coming in 6th.
And Missouri goes
the
0-4.
4 Missouri Tigers.
That's right.
Out the door we go with Eli Drinkwitz.
Yes.
All right. First prediction for a firing we've had yet.
That's right.
Eli Drinkwitz. There you go.
All right. In the West. And by the way, I do think at 7-5, I think Billy Napier will survive Florida.
Yeah.
He'll give another year.
Well, he's recruiting really well.
He, and he needs to. In the West, in last place, and I hate it, I think Zach Arnett's a promising young coach, and I think he's probably got a bright career ahead of him. The deck is stacked way against him this year. I know he's got a lot of experience, but he's trying to go to a more conventional style. Those players weren't recruited to play a conventional style.
No.
I don't believe in Steve Spurrier Jr. Sorry. I think he's going to have to go out and get a new offensive coordinator after this year. But I think Arnett, like I said, I think Arnett's got a bright future. But I got him 1-7 in the conference, dead last in the West, 5-7 overall.
I could probably say that. Just for reference, you had Mississippi State last in your initial.
Yeah.
Auburn 6th, A&M's 5th, Ole Miss 4th, Arkansas 3rd, LSU 2nd, and Alabama winning the West. So that's where you were. You're sticking with Mississippi State in the cellar.
Yep. I am sticking with Auburn at 6.
Okay.
At 3.
Not much belief in the Auburn Tigers.
Well, 7-5. I think that'd be a fine first year for Hugh Freeze. I really do.
Yeah.
I like what he's done on the recruiting trail. I like what he's done, but it's not a, you didn't snap your fingers and bring a new football team in this year. So
pretty close.
So I've got Auburn at 3-5 in the conference. I do have them winning a big one against Ole Miss. I think that'll be a nice win. I've got 7-5 with a 3-5 conference record. They'll get a bowl game and they'll build from there.
Mississippi State at the bottom, Auburn at 6, so no changes yet. We'll unveil the top 5 teams in the West for JJ when we come back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
L&G Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 for Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
J.A. Smith Construction is your trusted choice for construction site clearing and grading for new home construction, underground utilities and site work, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. Just a few more segments left in today's program. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. Love to hear from you, 256-234-6221, or go to the Sports Blitz Facebook page and leave a comment. You can also find us on the YouTube page as well. Go and subscribe to that if you would. We'd love for you to be a part of the program each and every day with us. We are looking at some final preseason predictions before we head into the regular season of college football. Everybody's kind of made their picks. JJ is making his now. We are looking at the Western Division. You had Mississippi State 7th, Auburn 6th, in ascending order, number 5.
Number 5 and 5 and 4, I have a pair of 500 teams in conference.
Okay.
At 5th in the West, I'm going to go with the 4-4 in league play, 7-5 overall, Texas A&M Aggies.
Does that get him? Does that not get him 5?
Not with the $50 million still left on that buyout, probably not. Because they'll go, well, we were 5-7 last year, so now next year's our year, Paul. We're gonna, that's the way that'll go. Keep an eye out though, right? Like the game. Second week of the season, they travel to Miami. Just, I know nobody's really thinking much about that. Miami wasn't very good last year.
They were not.
Cristobal.
It was an ugly game last year in Texas College Station.
But just keep an eye on that one because things could go worse than 7-5 real fast.
Oh, yeah. Bob Petrino, does he make it the whole year?
In name, yeah. I don't think Jimbo wants to show that kind of chaos, but is he calling plays all year? All right. Number 4, I have the Arkansas Razorbacks, also at 4-4 in league play, 8-4 overall. Really and truly, schedule's the only thing that keeps them from winning 9 or 10 games this year. I like Arkansas.
Really? KJ Jefferson back.
I love KJ Jefferson. They've got the running back too. They've got a lot of pieces. If their defense can improve a little bit,
Rocket Sanders.
Yeah, they can do some stuff. I like Arkansas a lot, but their schedule's going to keep them from doing.
New offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
in Fayetteville, so that's something to keep an eye on too.
So that leaves us at number 3. I'm taking the Ole Miss Rebels. I really like this Ole Miss team.
Bumping them up a notch. So
I think they're going to be pretty good.
That's the first change we've seen here.
I got them at 9-3 overall, 5-3 in league.
Okay.
I think they'll score a lot of points. I think the defense will be, shaky at times and pretty good at others. And they'll be that kind of team that you sort of hate to play because they can score 35 points, easy. So. Number 2, I'm gonna stick with LSU by virtue of them traveling to Tuscaloosa. Again, I placed a lot of value on home field advantage.
Rightly so.
In Southeastern Conference play, a lot of stake on that. So if Alabama gets the win against LSU, right now I've got LSU at 10-2, 6-2 overall in league. I think the other game I had when I looked at had them losing.
So you got them beating Florida State to start the season, I guess.
Yeah, I got them beating Florida State to start the season. Oh, I had them losing at Ole Miss. I think they go on the road and lose to Ole Miss. I think that'll be Lane's big win this year.
Okay.
And then Alabama, will they be 11-1? I could see 11-1. But keep in mind the home games for Alabama. They get Ole Miss at home, Arkansas at home, LSU at home. They get Texas at home. So if you look at, what are the games that could trip up? Texas, obviously. Ole Miss could be a challenge on the road at A&M. Maybe Arkansas at home. LSU at Tuscaloosa, at Auburn. Tennessee. Tennessee again at home. So I think Alabama will be anywhere from 10-2 to 12-0. But even 10-2, if they get the head-to-head on LSU, wins the West. So,
true.
I think it's Alabama. I've got Alabama and Tennessee in a rematch in Atlanta.
Okay, really.
And don't be surprised if Tennessee wins the second one.
Very interesting. So Alabama would need to be probably they would have to be almost 11-1. And end up being, 11-2, I guess, if they lost the SEC title game, and even in order to get any kind of hope to get in the playoff.
To get in the playoff, they would have to finish 11-1 in the regular season, I would think.
Yeah, but that would be interesting. So maybe, possibly, are we saying Tennessee wins the SEC?
I'm saying it. I think Tennessee's going to win the SEC.
Wow. Did you ever think you'd be?
Yeah, well, I've said it before. Unfortunately, through the years, it was pretty easy to see that in 1997. Right? 98 looked like they could. 2004, and several years where you could kind of see it. But yeah, and I don't know why. Maybe I've watched too much SEC Network, and they love them some volunteers on the SEC Network. But I don't know. Maybe it's that, but. I feel like winning 3 in a row is so hard. It's so hard to do.
No, yeah, it's
And
been done.
To
And
pick
long,
Georgia
long,
to
long.
do it when they got to go on the road to Tennessee late in the season. And there's other games that could trip up too, but Tennessee should be pretty good. And Georgia going on the road late season against Tennessee, it just feels like that's the game they drop. You know.
I don't think that would upset a lot of people. I mean, there's one thing about guys that are teams that are in that kind of position. They tend to people tend to start rooting against them.
Yeah.
Because they don't, you
Yeah.
don't want to knock off the one at the top. So there you go. Alabama winning the West. LSU, number 3, Ole Miss, number 4, Arkansas, number 5, Texas A&M, number 6, Auburn, number 7, Mississippi State.
That's it.
We will etch these onto the tablets. We will put those in the vault, and we'll see how it goes because the actual play will begin this Saturday.
That's right, finally.
And the predictions and all the talk will come to an end. So, well, I say that it was just beginning, but all the predictions will become reality. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz and your comments right after this.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Lay your best to rest. Call the best. Lewis Pest Control.
Lewis Pest Control is now serving Alexander City and the entire Lake Martin area. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. Whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial, Lewis has environmentally safe products for all your pest control needs. Lewis Pest Control.
Lay your best to rest. Call the best. Lewis Pest Control.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Lake Area Realty specializes in Lake Martin real estate. They can help simplify your next real estate purchase or sell and have helped many home buyers and sellers through the area buy and sell real estate with precision. Lake Area Realty utilizes powerful marketing tools and knowledge of the lake to help you with your next move. Call your local hometown agency today, Lake Area Realty, at 256-825-4800. That's 256-825-4800. Lake Area Realty, helping you find your way home.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. Only a couple more segments left in today's show. We're going to go to the phone line and welcome in our good friend Wade Bennett, Uncle T-Bone himself. How's it going today, Wade?
It is going well, Andy. I appreciate y'all having me back on. JJ, how are you doing, my friend?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good. Hope everything's going well over there at the AHSAA radio network, and the season's off to a good start, right?
Yes, indeed. Anytime we're playing football, it's a good start.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that we got Whipple's Pickles back as a sponsor with your great organization. Just the entire state of Alabama. It's a state product and a heck of a brand, and so is the AHSAA. And you can check them out at whipplespickles.com and send those bad boys and that Alabama love all over the country.
They are wickedly delicious, I must say. Wade, we made some post-spring predictions long ago, just not having a lot of information. A lot has changed between now and then. We've kind of gone back and readjusted ours. JJ was giving his today. Look, man, JJ going out on a limb. He said Tennessee wins the East. A lot of people are predicting LSU to win the West. Some people predicting Alabama. A lot of people obviously predicting Georgia. What's your thoughts?
Well, both of those teams, Tennessee and LSU, are obviously trending quickly to the top. They've got a trajectory where they're definitely going to be in the mix. You know, I have personally in the West, I have Alabama 1 and LSU 1 at 1B. Okay, and I'm like JJ there. LSU's got to travel to Tuscaloosa. You know, you're going to see the news for weeks in advance. Nick Saban's 139-3 in revenge games, going back to when he was in high school at West Virginia. Right, and they're going to blow it up, but that's going to be that will be a tough get 2 years in a row. Few coaches out there in Nick Saban's career has gotten them twice in a row. Can you name one? Andy Graham.
That would be, I don't know.
Les Miles for one.
There you go.
Hugh Freeze, right? That Alabama, I'm not certain that anybody's gotten them 2 seasons in a row but Hugh Freeze.
I think Les Miles did it in 2010, and then the game of the century in 2011.
Yeah.
Before losing in the championship game.
At the end of that season, right?
Yep.
LSU didn't even get past the 50 in the national championship game. Right. That Georgia team, I agree with JJ also. I don't think they go 3 feet. I mean, their schedule is cake, okay? Between them and Michigan, they've got 2 of the easiest schedules I've seen in college football for big-time programs in recent years. But no team has won 3 national championships in a row since Minnesota did it, like during the Great Depression. Okay, and who knows what the balloting was like back then. So that is a dangerous game for Georgia, who probably really won't be tested too much until the week before when Ole Miss comes to town. But who knows what Ole Miss will be by the end of the season. Lane Kiffin has a history of getting his quarterbacks beat to death.
No doubt. Well, hey, look, this is an Auburn show. Let's talk about some Auburn football here. Auburn takes on UMass on Saturday. What's your best case scenario, worst case scenario? What do you expect to see Saturday?
Well, I mean, I've been selling UMass shorter than anybody all summer long. I mean, last year they were probably the worst team in college football, and it'd be easy to. I've been saying all summer that that's probably going to repeat itself. I watched the game against New Mexico State, and obviously they're not the worst team in college football. They've got a little bit of offense. I saw a little speed for UMass, a little bit of defense. I expect Auburn to cover this line, which has dropped all week to 35.5 points. I've got Auburn winning 48-10. Best case scenario, Auburn gets up into the 50s. They empty the benches, and they even call Uncle T-Bone out of the stands to play a few snaps, right? Worst case scenario, it's a rainy day, a rainy morning Saturday. It's sloppy football. Auburn turns the ball over and gets out of town with a Brian Harsin looking like wind. I don't expect that. I don't expect that out of this team, out of this coaching staff. But you don't ever know, man. I mean, look, there's a lot of unknowns at Auburn right now. Much more talent, we all believe, from what happened in the transfer portal. But, 7-5 would be a good season, probably 8-5 with a bowl win over Nebraska in the Music City Bowl is what I'm saying. And, you don't ever know. It's opening day. So Tigers should take care of business. No, I still don't think UMass is that great a team.
No, definitely not. I mean, look, I'm with you. They literally were. I mean, by the numbers, I think they were at like 120-something in offense, 120-something in total defense as well. So they couldn't stop anybody and they couldn't start anybody. So, but they beat New Mexico State, who's another opponent of Auburn, by the way, who's another really bad team. So when two bad teams play each other, it looks like, okay, they're actually pretty equal. So they got the quarterback, 6'4", I think 200 pounds. He ran the ball, which I think is really good. Auburn gets an opportunity right off the bat to get an athletic quarterback that can run around a little bit. That's the one thing that I'm a little concerned about leading into the season.
Sure.
The front seven on the Auburn defense, how are they going to handle it? So that's what I want to see.
Well, look, man, Auburn should be able to just line up in these first three games, and I'm including Cal, and roll Quez Hunter and DeMario Austin, mix in some Sean Jackson and some short yardage, and just pound the other team into submission, okay? I mean, if they can't do that and just win the game, I'm not talking about winning big. Just going ahead and taking care of business, looking pretty vanilla, hammering these teams that they should have more talent than, especially with their stable of running backs. If they can't do that offensively, I think that the Tigers, we might have a little bit bigger of a rebuild than we think, okay? Defensively, I'm like you, there's some injuries. What are we going to see here? We're probably going to see a lot of vanilla D. I think some of these teams in the first 3 weeks, like UMass, might do a little damage early in the game in between the 20s. But they're not going to show a whole lot, nor should they. That being said, Hugh Freeze might want to just come out and throw the kitchen sink at it and open up his career at Auburn with a bang. So I think Auburn covers this line 48-10, like I said, and then they just roll on out and get ready to go to California next week. Yeah.
It's Wade Bennett. Go check him out at RadioFreeAuburn.com. They got articles. You can hear his commentary as well. Wade, we really appreciate it. Looking forward to it, brother.
Yeah, me too. War Eagle. We'll see you next week. Thanks.
War Eagle. Don't go anywhere. One final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction is your trusted choice for construction site clearing and grading for new home construction, underground utilities and site work, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
L&G Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Wednesday afternoon. JJ got some comments I'll roll through here. John says Colorado fans smoking.
I don't know what that means. Okay.
Depending on this, that, and the other, any SEC West team is capable of having a big year. And in the East, it's a two-horse race between Georgia and Tennessee, maybe South Carolina, going out on a limb.
Yeah, South Carolina would be the only, I think, legitimate dark horse in the East.
Kyle says North Texas beats Cal this weekend. Book it.
Interesting thing about Cal, you know, they played 3 ranked teams in conference last year. They lost to USC. They lost to Washington. They lost to UCLA, all ranked teams.
Right.
They lost all 3 of those games, each one by 7 points. They lost to Notre Dame by 7 points. This is a team that went 4-8 last year, but they had 4 games within a touchdown against pretty decent football teams. So, Cal is not like
terrible.
They're not UMass. I will put it that way. They're not UMass.
Ty says it won't surprise me if Auburn beats Georgia in Jordan-Hare Stadium. Heard somebody say Auburn is in field goal range when they pass the 50-yard line.
That's a game there that I think you can circle for Georgia as one of the losable games this year. You know, you're going to have a new quarterback on the road in conference for the first time. So yeah, that game could get tricky for Georgia if Auburn plays well.
Right. John loves the pickled okra and garlic.
The garlic is outstanding, yeah.
So there's some more of those comments. But the Braves, 86-45, still got the best record in baseball. It should be kind of interesting here coming down the stretch. Braves, Brewers, Dodgers look like they're in pretty good shot. Well, the Braves and the Dodgers are going to win the East and the West. The Brewers have a 4-game lead on the Cubs. So the Cubs, we got, I think, 31 games to play, something like that. Cubs not out of it yet for sure. But so you got those 3. Let's say the Brewers won the division. The Phillies are going to be in with the wild card. The Cubs are going to be in the wild card right now. But the Giants only 1 game back. The Reds only 2 games back. The Diamondbacks only 1 game back. And believe it or not, the Marlins are only like 3 or 4 games back. So they could conceivably sneak in with a wild card too.
Yeah, that'd be something. Here's the interesting thing. 31 games left to play. Matt Olson's got 112 RBI. How many does he finish with?
Yeah, well, could he get to 50 home runs? I mean,
it's 7. He needs 7.
Yeah.
In 31 games, he gets hot. That's doable.
No doubt. That would be the Braves lineup, though. It's almost like a video game.
Yeah.
7 guys with at least 20 homers, and now you're going to probably – I'd be shocked if you didn't finish with 5 guys with 30 home runs.
Yeah.
At least 30. And Matt Olson, who knows, like you said, I mean, he ends up with. The American League, the Orioles and the Rays battling it out in the East. They're only 2 games apart. The Twins got a pretty good lead in the Central, although they're not
6.5, yeah.
Not very good. The Rangers, the Mariners, and the Astros, all with the identical records, tied in the West. So the wild card there, again, man, this is going to be a fun race down the stretch. Whoever doesn't win the West, the other 2 are more than likely going to be a wild card team. Then you got, the Rays, the Blue Jays.
Yeah, you got to watch out for the Blue Jays.
Only 2 or 3 games back.
Yeah.
They could get hot and make a run at that. So that should be a lot of fun to watch that as we move throughout the season here. It is August 30th. We are nearly to the end of the month of August. On this day, 1905, Hall of Famer Ty Cobb made his Major League Baseball debut. First at bat, he doubled off, doubled off the wall. Who cares? It seems about right. 3 weeks, only 3 weeks after his mother, quote unquote, accidentally shot his father and killed him.
Wow.
He made his Major League debut.
Wow.
She was acquitted, by the way. So, take that for what you will. 1991, Mike Powell sets the long jump record at 29 feet, 4.5 inches. Could you jump 30 feet?
No.
Okay. Unless it was off a building, maybe.
I can't jump 3 feet, Andy.
Yeah.
I got no hops, man.
2006, Greg Maddux wins his 330th game on this day. Happy birthday today, William Pop Gates, one of the Harlem Globetrotters from Decatur, Alabama.
Okay.
Did not realize that.
Me either.
Teddy Ballgame, Ted Williams, born on this day, 1918, died in 2002. Kitty Wells, well, I mean, one of the originals, female country artist. Angelo Dundee, Muhammad Ali boxing trainer for many, many years. Cooter from the Dukes of Hazzard. Ben Jones.
Yeah.
Tug McGraw, Lewis Black, Robert Parrish, the Chief, born on this day.
Great player.
Michael Chiklis.
Yeah.
The Commish.
Yeah, the Commish.
Or there was another one he was in, but I can't remember.
The Wire.
Something like that. Yeah. Cameron Diaz, lovely. Sean Alexander, born on this day, 1977. Cliff Lee, whatever happened to Cliff Lee? He was
I don't know.
One of the best pitchers in baseball, then he was gone.
Yeah.
Andy Roddick and Jordan Rogers, born on this day, 1988. It's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for being with us. He's JJ. I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.